A kayak is a great tool to catch more fish as it allows greater access to more water. It opens up a multitude of opportunities for various fishing methods that can be fun and effective ways to catch more fish. There are numerous different ways to catch fish, but today I want to share with you some of the different fishing methods that I use to catch fish out of a kayak. Number 5, jigging and fishing around docks. A kayak allows you to get where bigger sized boats can't, in particular around and behind docks. I've found that jigging around docks can be extremely effective for catching crappie and bass. I have also had some success squeezing my kayak behind these docks, which allows me to target fish that haven't seen as much fishing pressure due to the lower amounts of boat accessibility. Number 4, setting yo-yos. In my opinion, crappie are one of the best tasting fish out there. It seems as if live scopes are the technology most often used nowadays by hardcore crappie fishermen. But years ago in my youth, it seemed as if yo-yos and cane poles were the fishing method of choice, or at least that is what I grew up with. But recently, through exploring different ways to use the kayak to stock the freezer, I've been reacquainted with setting yo-yos.
So you can tie this to a tree or whatever you can find that overhangs the water. Some people tie them to milk, pop bottles, whatever. But you just pull out as much line as you want, and then you set it, and then when the fish comes up and gets your bait, it just pulls them up. So
it's somewhat like jug fishing, simple and effective. Just set them and check them. I've found that it can be super productive, especially here in Oklahoma during April as the crappie spawn swings into full gear. Number 3, setting jugs. Catfish can be found in most major water systems, and one of my favorite ways to stock the freezer with lots of delicious catfish meat is to set jugs. This is a numbers game that doesn't involve your full intention. It's fun, simple, and effective. I enjoy it because I can use my kayak to access some fishy water, set my jugs, come back later, and check to see what I have. I always feel like I'm opening presents every time I kayak back out to check the jugs, as the anticipation of what's on the line always has me excited. Number 2, trolling. When I'm in the mood for a leisurely and relaxing stroll in the kayak, then trolling is a method I often use to locate fish. I just drop a rooster tail, spoon, crankbait, etc. behind the kayak, let some line out, and slowly paddle or use the trolling motor to drag the lure behind the kayak. Trolling allows you to cover a lot of water, and by changing speeds, lures, and the amount of line that you have out, you can usually locate and catch fish. In particular, here in Oklahoma, it is very effective for targeting sand bass. Number 1, fly fishing. If you've never tried to fly fish, then I encourage anyone to pick up a fly rod and try it. If you've never tried fly fishing, it may look intimidating, but once you grasp the basics, it can be one of the funnest ways to catch fish. Even the smallest fish is exciting when caught on a fly rod. But don't think that you can just catch small fish or trout on a fly rod. If the fish can be caught on a regular rod, then it can be caught with a fly rod. From bass to crappie to catfish and even spoonbill. I've also found that flies can be extremely effective when targeting highly pressured fish. They may have seen traditional lures, but the right fly may get them to bite. When you add a kayak to the mix, it adds an element of stealth and excitement to catching fish, and is extremely advantageous when targeting river fish. Having a big fish on the end of your fly rod dragging you around in your kayak is definitely a thrill, and floating down a clear river with a fighting smallmouth bass is probably one of my favorite things to do on the water. Using a kayak is a great way to catch more fish and have fun doing it. I have listed some of the methods that I enjoy and have found to be effective for me. But there are numerous other methods out there, and I would love to hear in the comments some of the ways you use your kayak to catch fish. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.